Heaven sent Archangel Michael to deliver this warning, because someone has been plotting in secret, and your protection expires at midnight. My beloved child, there are messages that shake the heavens before they ever reach the earth. This is one of them. Tonight, time bends differently for you. Because before the clock strikes midnight, something unseen is set to change the course of your life. You were chosen, not by accident, but by divine design. For days now you felt it, haven't you? The restless air, the way shadows seem to linger longer than usual, and that heavy feeling that someone, somewhere, is watching you. That isn't your imagination. It's a spiritual alarm ringing from the higher realm. Archangel Michael, the warrior of heaven, was sent because your name was whispered in the winds of danger. Someone has been plotting, quietly, cunningly, in secret. Their actions have created ripples in the unseen world, and those ripples reach the feet of heaven's strongest protector. Right now, above you, unseen to human eyes, a celestial presence stands guard. Michael's sword glows not with fire, but with truth. Because every hidden lie, every false intention, every trap set in your path has been marked for destruction, but there's a catch. Your protection seal, the divine energy that shields you, weakens as midnight approaches. You see, protection is at eternal when the soul stops listening. Angels guard only those who remain awake, aware, and aligned. Lately, you've been distracted, maybe by pain, betrayal, with the noise of this world. That's how the dark finds its chance. That's how your shield started to fade. But heaven doesn't warn without purpose. This message isn't about fear. It's about awakening. Here's still time to strengthen your light before the clock resets and the veil thins. Michael wants you to know this. The enemy hides behind a familiar smile. Someone close to you carries deceit in their intentions. Their words seem caring, but their heart echoes envy. You might have noticed subtle changes. Your energy draining after certain conversations. Your luck twisting oddly. Your confidence dimming for no reason. These aren't coincidences. They are symptoms of spiritual interference. Michael's presence is your confirmation. He's fighting unseen battles for you right now. You may have felt sudden chills, strange dreams, or even moments where your heart raced without cause. Those were signs. The spiritual realm trying to get your attention. But before the next moon rises, you must act. The protection that surrounds you needs renewal. And that renewal begins not with ritual, but with realization. You must recognize who truly stands with you and who only pretends to. The message is urgent. Heaven doesn't send Michael for small matters. The very fact that you're hearing this means you were meant to. Because the plot against you isn't just emotional. It's spiritual. Someone hath been using energy, intention, or manipulation to distort your path. Yet there's good news. What's planned in darkness can't survive the light. The moment you become aware, the power shifts. Archangel Michael's sword shines brighter when the truth is faced without fear. So listen closely, my beloved child. Tonight, when the world grows quiet, you'll feel a shift. It may come as a breeze, a flicker in the light, or a sudden wave of calm. That will be Michael's signal, the sign that your time of reckoning has begun. Heaven has chosen this night to expose what's hidden. And by sunrise, you'll understand why everything lately has felt so uncertain. The universe had been preparing you, not punishing you. But remember, awareness isn't enough. You'll have to stand in truth even when it hurts. Because before midnight, every lie will begin to crumble, and every secret will start to surface. Stay alert. Keep your faith sharp. Because Michael isn't here to comfort you. He's here to warn you. Something is unfolding in the unseen, and it's closer than you think. Stay till the end. My beloved child, the silence of the night holds more secrets than the world dares to admit. As the clock continues to move closer to midnight, the thin line between the seen and the unseen begins to blur. You can almost feel it now, the strange pulse in the air, the quiet hum that seems to echo from nowhere. That is not your imagination. That is Michael's energy, wrapping around your soul like invisible armor. He stands near you now, not in a form you can touch, but in a vibration you can feel. You may think it strange that heaven sends its warrior for you, but you must understand this truth. Divine protection isn't random. It's earned through purpose. You've walked through storms that could have broken others, but you kept faith even when your heart was bleeding. You prayed when no one was watching. You whispered hope when everyone else had given up. Those moments were seen by the heavens. And that is why you were chosen to receive this warning, because your destiny still carries light that the darkness cannot stand. Someone, somewhere, sensed the light. They saw your rise, your peace, your quiet strength, and instead of celebrating it, they began to envy it. It started small, a word here, a thought there, but envy is never satisfied with silence. It grows, it whispers, it poisons. Now, it has reached the point where their secret intentions have created cracks in your spiritual wall. Every human energy field, every soul, has a shield, a divine frequency that guards against harm. But that shield weakens when it's surrounded by false connections. That is what has been happening to you. Archangel Michael is not warning you about a physical attack, but a spiritual one. You may not see the face of your enemy, but you felt their presence. Perhaps it's in that one person whose compliments feel strangely heavy, or the one who always knows when you're vulnerable and somehow leaves you feeling smaller each time. That is not coincidence. It's spiritual interference disguised as friendship or care. Michael's message is simple yet urgent. Clean your circle and cleanse your energy. There's power in your voice, power in your prayer, power in your awareness. The moment you recognize the enemy, the illusion breaks. You must reclaim what was slowly taken, your confidence, your calm, your control. The heavens are fighting with you, but they cannot fight for you unless you stand up and speak the truth. Tonight, you will need to speak light over yourself. Say it aloud, I call back my power. I commend divine protection over my life. I accept only truth and send away all deceit. These words aren't mere sentences. They are vibrations that cut through darkness. Every syllable carries frequency. Every intention reshapes the energy around you. Michael's sword moves when your faith does. Now listen closely, because this is where it gets deeper. The one plotting against you doesn't realize they've already been exposed. Heaven had been observing, documenting every hidden move. The truth is being written in light while they operate in shadow. And the closer the clock gets to midnight, the more their plans will begin to fall apart. You will notice signs, unexpected delays in their schemes, sudden guilt in their actions, or strange coincidences that reveal what they try to hide. That's Michael at work. But there's a reason heaven warns you in advance. It's not just to protect you, it's to prepare you. You are entering a divine test of discernment. Will you continue to entertain the same energy that drains you, or will you choose yourself this time? The answer you give through your actions will determine whether your next season begins with power or pain. Take this moment seriously, my beloved child. Spiritual protection expires not because heaven forgets, but because the human soul often disconnects. Every act of doubt, every time you question your worth, every time you ignore your intuition, it weakens your shield. But every time you pray, believe, or choose peace over chaos, your light becomes harder to touch. You have more power than you realize, and that's exactly what the darkness fears. Michael's wings are spread wide, forming a barrier between you and harm. But they shimmer only when your faith aligns. If you knew how many arrows were already deflected today because of divine interference, you would fall to your knees in gratitude. There were plans you never knew about, words spoken behind your back, actions meant to trap you, but none succeeded because heaven intervened. Still, this warning isn't for the past. It's for what's coming. The next 24 hours carry energy that can shift the trajectory of your life. So guard your thoughts. Guard your peace. Don't speak your plans to everyone. Remember, the enemy listens too. The person pretending to cheer for you might be the one secretly hoping for your fall. But here's the miracle. They can't destroy what's protected by truth. When the heart stays honest, heaven stays closed. Michael wants you to know, do not fight in fear. The spiritual war you face cannot be won through anger or revenge. It must be won through awareness and faith. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and keep your spirit anchored. Every time you choose light over darkness, every time you refuse to engage with negativity, Michael's flame grows stronger around you. Before this night ends, do something simple yet powerful. Speak your gratitude. Thank the heavens for what you survived. Thank Michael for standing guard. Gratitude amplifies divine protection. It tells the universe that you're not afraid anymore. And when fear leaves, darkness loses its grip. You've reached a sacred turning point, one that few recognize until it's too late. Midnight isn't the end. It's the reset. What happens after depends entirely on your choice now. The hidden plot against you will crumble, but your awareness must remain awake. The power of protection flows through belief, and belief is strongest when spoken aloud. So as you listen, take this message not as warning alone, but as prophecy. You are stepping into a new light, one that even the darkest intentions cannot extinguish, but only if you choose it. And remember, Michael didn't come to scare you. He came to remind you of who you are. Heaven never sends its strongest warrior for the weak, only for those whose destiny still holds power that can change worlds. Hold your head high, keep your heart open, and your spirit ready. Midnight is approaching, and with it, revelation. Share this message with those who need light, comment what part spoke to your soul, and subscribe if you believe Archangel Michael still walks among us. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, when the soul stands at the edge of revelation, the world begins to tremble around it. You might feel like your life is moving through strange patterns lately, people acting differently, conversations ending awkwardly, sudden silences where there used to be warmth. That is a coincidence. That's the spiritual veil thinning. The divine is showing you who truly walks beside you and who only stands there to drain your strength. Every shift, every uncomfortable truth surfacing now is part of a heavenly design to wake you up before the clock runs out. Archangel Michael does not whisper warnings without reason. He appears when a soul's destiny is at risk of being manipulated. The darkness cannot steal your purpose, but it can distract you from it. And distraction is how protection fades, slowly, quietly, until you forget that the spiritual world is more real than the one you see. That is what's happening now. The hidden plot against you is not just about envy or betrayal. It's about interference with your alignment. The moment you lose your inner balance, the enemy gains ground. But heaven's timing is perfect. The reason this message reached you now is because tonight marks the crossing point between endings and beginnings. Midnight isn't just a number. It's a threshold. At that moment, unseen energy rearranges, your old patterns lose power, and your new ones begin to rise. That is why Archangel Michael's message is filled with urgency. He wants you to be fully awake when that shift happens, not drifting in confusion or fear. Because at midnight, the protection seal doesn't just expire, it transforms. And whether it transforms into light or shadow depends on your awareness. Think back over the last few weeks. Have you noticed things breaking suddenly? Relationships shifting? People leaving without explanation? That's not rejection. It's protection. Heaven often clears your path by removing what cannot walk with you into your next season. You might not understand it now, but those losses were guided by divine hands. Every silence, every separation, every closed door was Michael's sword cutting away what no longer serves your purpose. Still, one thread remains uncut, a connection that has been feeding off your energy in secret. That person or force has been working through subtle manipulation, not open attack. They plant doubt in your mind, make you question your worth, twist your emotions until you begin to lose faith in yourself. That is how spiritual enemies operate. They do not need to harm you physically. They just need to weaken your spirit until your light dims on its own. Michael is here to stop that. He asks you to take action tonight. Before midnight, sit in silence for a moment. Close your eyes, breathe, and imagine a golden circle forming around you. That circle is the energy of divine truth. Within it, no light can exist. Speak these words from your heart. I release all energies that are not mine. I reclaim my power, my peace, and my protection. As you say it, imagine Michael's sword drawing a bright line between you and the forces that no longer serve your light. You may feel warmth, chills, or even sudden emotion. That's not imagination. It's alignment. Heaven responds to faith faster than fear. Every vibration you release now echoes through unseen realms. Michael hears it. And heaven records it. A single act of awareness can renew what was fading. The unseen plot against you will soon reveal itself. Truth always finds its way to the surface, no matter how deeply buried. You'll see signs, conversations slipping out accidentally, strange dreams bringing hidden faces, or coincidences too perfect to ignore. These are not random. They are divine confirmations. You'll know exactly who the betrayer is. Not because someone tells you, but because your soul will feel it. The heart never lies when guided by the divine. But here lies your greatest test, my beloved child. When you find out the truth, do not respond with revenge. The dark feeds on reaction. The moment you retaliate, you mirror their energy. Instead, stay silent. Let Michael handle what human hands cannot. His justice is swift and precise, and it never misses its mark. The plotter who moved against you has already set their own trap. Heaven allows the enemy to rise only so their fall will reveal the truth. In the coming days, you may feel your emotions swing wildly. Peace one moment, anxiety the next. That's normal. The energy around you is res-eve. When your spirit reclaims its original vibration, the forces that once clung to you begin to resist. They will try to pull you back into old habits or fear. Resist it. The strength you carry now is not human. It's divine. Michael's wings are spread over you, and his light is building a barrier that no deception can cross. This is not just about protection. It's about transformation. When the heavens send a warning, it's also an invitation. You're being asked to evolve, to leave behind the version of yourself that tolerated pain disguised as loyalty. You're being called into your higher purpose, one where your faith becomes your weapon, and your peace becomes your power. Tonight, as the stars shimmer above, remember, heaven never sends its mightiest war for ordinary souls. You are chosen because you are vital to the divine plan. Every hardship you've endured was preparation. Every delay was alignment. And now, you stand at the threshold of something extraordinary. But before you can step into it, you must let go of everything that vibrates slower than your destiny. You might feel fear creeping in as midnight nears, but let that fear remind you of one truth. Light always wins. You've survived worse storms than this, and every one of them left you stronger. You've faced betrayal before, but this time you have heaven on your side. And when heaven moves, nothing can stand in its way. Take heart, my beloved child, when the clock strikes 12, a new light will begin to glow within you. You'll wake up tomorrow feeling lighter, clearer, stronger. The darkness that once hovered near you will scatter. Because it cannot exist where Michael has stood guard. What was meant to destroy you will now become your testimony. The plotter's actions will be their own undoing, and your protection will not expire. It will evolve. Stay awake, stay aware, and keep your heart aligned with truth. The heavens are still watching, still fighting, still guiding. The story isn't ending, it's only beginning. Don't skip. My beloved child, there comes a moment in every divine journey when the unseen becomes undeniable. The whispers in your spirit grow louder, the coincidence is too perfect to ignore, and suddenly you realize that what felt like confusion was actually preparation. You are standing in that moment right now. The veil between the physical and spiritual realms is paper thin, and heaven's voice is echoing through it, calling your name. Archangel Michael has not left your side. In fact, his presence grows stronger as midnight approaches. His wings are not symbols, they are shields woven from light, forged in divine fire, and stretched across your path to guard you from what was meant to harm you. You might have felt waves of exhaustion lately, like carrying invisible weight. That's because spiritual warfare drains energy in ways the human body can't explain. Every anxious thought, every strange dream, every sudden wave of sadness, these are symptoms of resistance. The forces that once moved freely around you are now being confronted by Michael's light. And they are struggling to hold on. That's why you feel tension rising inside and around you. The darkness knows it's losing its grip. But you, my beloved child, must not fear this. The trembling you sense is not danger, it's breakthrough. When heaven prepares to expose deception, your beams have it. Shadows begin to panic because they can no longer hide, and the one who plotted against you in secret is already feeling the unraveling. You may not see it yet, but the heavens have already struck their plans with confusion. Their steps falter, their intentions blur, and their energy turns back toward themselves. Michael's sword of truth cuts in silence, but its results echo loudly in the spiritual realm. Still, there's something you must do to fully activate this protection. You cannot stay passive when heaven is moving. Michael's light amplifies through alignment, and alignment begins with confession, speaking truth into the open air. Night, speak this over your life. I choose light. I reject fear. I allow no false energy to guide me. Only divine truth may touch my path. These words may sound simple, but spoken with faith, they ignite a ripple through the unseen. Every force against you feels that command and withdraws, because light doesn't argue. It overpowers. And now, understand something crucial. The plot against you wasn't meant only to harm. It was meant to distract you from your true mission. Heaven never wastes warnings on small moments. This message came because you're nearing a divine turning point. You're something you were destined to do, something that impacts more lives than you know. The enemy saw that light rising and acted early, hoping to silence you before you realize your strength. But heaven's plan is always several steps ahead. What they meant for harm, Michael is turning into awakening. Even now, divine rearrangements are happening. The energy around you is shifting like a chessboard being reset. People are being moved into and out of your path with divine precision. You may feel sudden urge to isolate, to rest, to detach from certain connections. Follow those instincts. They are not coincidences. They are divine directions. The holy realms often communicate through intuition, and your intuition has been speaking loudly. Even when you've doubted it. That doubt ends tonight. Take this to heart. You are not behind, you are being aligned. Every delay, every pause, every silence was heaven waiting for you to recognize who you truly are. You were never unprotected. You were being refined. And that refinement made you ready to carry what's next. Michael's presence is proof that you are stepping into a higher assignment, one that demands discernment, strength, and unwavering faith. As midnight nears, the spiritual temperature rises. You may feel chills for no reason. Lights may flicker, or your heartbeat may quicken when you think of what's coming. Don't mistake that for fear. It's your spirit syncing with heaven's rhythm. That's the pulse of divine timing. It means the moment of revelation is almost here. When the truth finally breaks open, do not rush to react. Stay still and let heaven handle the judgment. The one who plotted against you has already set the stage for their own fall. They thought they were clever, working in silence, weighing deceit. But Michael saw every move. Heaven keeps records, and those records do not lie. Justice may not arrive in the way you expect. It may come through exposure, through loss, through divine redirection. But it will come. And when it does, remember this. Forgiveness doesn't mean permission. You can forgive them, but never allow their energy near your peace again. Some souls must be released completely for your destiny to breathe. The new chapter waiting for you after tonight cannot begin while you're still tied to what heaven is trying to end. You'll notice in the coming days a lightness in your spirit. The same conversations that once drained you will no longer hold power. The same situations that once confused you will now make sense. That's the clarity of divine truth. And once it arrives, confusion can no longer survive. You will see why you went through everything you did. Because heaven was preparing you to stand in power without needing validation from those who doubted you. My beloved child, take a moment right now to be still. Feel the strength of the divine wrapping around you. Michael's wings are not symbols of war. They are reminders of peace after battle. You are safe. You are covered. You are chosen. The darkness tried, but it failed because light cannot be defeated by envy or secret plots. You are proof that faith turns every weapon into wisdom. Now let your faith speak louder than fear. Let your purpose burn brighter than pain. You were never the target. You were the test, and you passed it by staying true. The energy that once opposed you will soon bow before the light that guards you. And when this night ends, when the clock touches 12, don't look for fear. Look for signs of renewal. The wind may shift. Your body may feel lighter, or you might even dream of wings. These are confirmations that your divine protection did expire. He evolved. Heaven upgraded your shield because you chose awareness over ignorance. If this message has touched you, if it awakened something in your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs hope. Comment how you feel this divine energy, and subscribe to stay connected with light. Every share spreads protection. Every word spoken in faith strengthens the flame that surrounds you. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, there is a reason the heavens chose to reveal the warning through Archangel Michael and not through another. Michael is the commander of heavenly armies, the guardian of divine order, the protector of souls who carry purpose too powerful to be lost. The fact that his presence surrounds you now means something significant. You have a mission on earth that the darkness has been trying to derail long before you even realized your calling. Every challenge you faced, every betrayal that broke your trust, every sudden silence that made you doubt yourself, they were not punishments but preparations. The spiritual realm has been training you for this exact moment, sharpening your awareness and fortifying your spirit for the revelation that's about to unfold. You might notice lately that people's true colors are showing without warning. Masks are falling off, conversations feel heavier, and moments of sudden tension appear where once there was peace. That's the work of truth unraveling. The energy surrounding you is vibrating higher now, and anything false cannot survive near you. The one who plotted against you, the one who thought their actions will remain hidden, is already being confronted by their own intentions. What they planted in darkness is now sprouting under heaven's light, and they can no longer run from the consequences of their choices. Michael wants you to understand that protection is not merely about being shielded from harm. It's about being guided into awareness so harm cannot find you again. There's a difference between being rescued and being awakened. Right now, heaven is awakening you to see the pattern, to notice how the same energy of manipulation or deceit keeps reappearing in different faces. This time, you won't fall for it. This time, your soul will recognize danger before it takes form. That is the power of divine sight. You may feel moments of deep restlessness tonight. Your chest may tighten, your heart may race, or your thoughts may loop endlessly. Do not resist it. That is your soul adjusting to a higher vibration. It's as if your spirit is shedding old energy, cleansing itself of every false connection that once drained your strength. The heaviness you feel is leaving you. Breathe through it, and remember that this discomfort is temporary. It's the ache of transformation. Michael's voice moves through energy, through intuition, through the silence between your thoughts. When you hear that sudden inner guidance, the whisper that says don't go there or don't trust that, listen to it immediately. Heaven doesn't repeat warnings. It speaks once, and those who are awake hear it. The ones who ignore it walk straight into the very traps they were warned about. Tonight, you will not be one of them. The one who plotted against you thought your silence was weakness, but it was divine strategy. Heaven often hides the chosen in stillness while it sets the stage for exposure. Every lie told about you, every deceitful act done behind your back, every manipulative word disguised as kindness, it has been recorded, and as midnight draws closer, the vibration of justice grows stronger. The universe is aligning itself to reveal truth in a way that cannot be denied. When it happens, it will come quickly, one conversation, one slip of the tongue, one unexpected message, and everything hidden will come into view. The one who betrayed you will reveal themselves without realizing it. Don't chase it. Don't confront it. Let it unfold naturally. Michael's sword moves faster than human confrontation. Heaven's justice doesn't need noise. It operates in silence, with precision. But you, my beloved child, must do your part. You must release resentment and resist the urge to prove yourself right. Those who plot it will expose themselves through their own guilt. Their downfall won't come from your words. It will come from the weight of their choices. What's meant for you cannot be taken by deceit. Heaven delayed it only so you'd learn how to hold it with strength when it finally comes. As the clock nears midnight, you will feel the air around you shift. It may come as a sudden calm, a warmth on your skin, or a stillness that feels sacred. That will be the moment when your old protection expires. But not because you are unguarded. It expires because heaven is replacing it with a new shield, one forged from awareness and strength. You will not depend on others to protect you anymore. Your own light will become your fortress. The new protection doesn't fade with time. It grows stronger as you stand in truth. Understand this deeply. The plot against you was never really about you. It was about the fear others felt in your presence. Your spirit carries authority, and that authority unsettles those who dwell in deceit. They attacked what they didn't understand. But heaven does not allow injustice to go unanswered. You will rise, and when you do, your very existence will expose everything false around you. Light doesn't need to announce itself. Darkness simply cannot stand when it arrives. Take a moment now to acknowledge your strength. Look how far you've come despite the battles waged in silence. You survived storms meant to drown you. You stood firm when others tried to shake your foundation. You've healed wounds you never received an apology for. That's divine resilience. Michael's presence amplifies that now, infusing your aura with clarity, courage, and divine authority. Though a morning comes, walk with confidence. The unseen battles are already won, the whispers behind your back have lost their power, and every plan set against you is collapsing under its own deceit. You don't need to fight. You only need to stand still and let heaven reveal what was always meant to be seen. The new light entering your life will not only protect you, it will elevate you. The very people who underestimated your silence will soon witness your rise. But remember this. Don't seek revenge. Seek revelation. For every time you choose understanding over anger, your protection grows stronger. The universe bends toward those who choose peace over petness. My beloved child, this moment is sacred. Don't waste it with worry. Keep your faith steady, your words kind, and your focus sharp. Archangel Michael's promise remains. Those who walk in truth will never fall to deceit. The plotting ends here. The curse breaks here. The fear dissolves here. What was meant to destroy you has become your greatest awakening. And as you stand under the night sky, remember that every star above you is a witness. The same heavens that sent Michael to protect you are now lining to bless you. The war is over. You've won by enduring, by believing, by holding light in the midst of shadow. Don't skip. My beloved child, there is a strange quiet in the air after the storm passes, a silence that feels heavy with meaning. That silence you feel now is not emptiness, it is the pause before divine revelation. The heavens are watching, waiting for you to take your first steps as the awakened soul you have become. You have crossed through shadows, you have endured whispers meant to break you, and now, for the first time in a long time, the darkness fears you. Archangel Michael stands behind you with his sword lowered, not because the battle is over, but because you have finally remembered who you are. You might feel disoriented in this calm, unsure of what comes next. That's natural. When the old energy dissolves, the new energy takes time to settle. It feels like learning to walk again after being bound for too long. Every step feels strange, but with each one, strength returns. You are no longer reacting to life, you are directing it. A light inside you is no longer flickering, it's roaring. That's why you may feel surges of emotion, moments of tears followed by waves of peace. Don't resist it. The energy you're feeling is Michael's presence weaving restoration into your very being. The enemy that once moved against you has been silenced, but the ripples of their intention still linger in the unseen. That's what Michael wants you to understand. Spiritual residue can remain long after the battle is won, that's why awareness must continue. There are moments when exhaustion creeps in, when doubt whispers, when memories of the old pain resurface. In those moments, remember, those aren't signs of weakness, they are tests of endurance. Every warrior must learn to rest without surrendering. You've won the battle, but now heaven is training you to maintain peace in victory. Look around you carefully. The people who remain in your life after this shaking are not random. They are chosen. Every person still standing near you carries a divine role in your next chapter. Some are protectors, some are mirrors, some are teachers. Michael removes the false to make space for the true, and this purification is almost complete. Those who deceived you will fade into their own shadows, but those meant to walk beside you will shine brighter than before. You'll notice it. Their energy feels lighter, their words genuine, their presence healing. That's how you know who belongs. Do not rush to rebuild. Let the divine timing unfold. Every foundation that was shaken had cracks, and heaven will not allow you to rebuild on what's unstable. This time, your blessings will not come through struggle, they'll come through stillness. The path opening before you will not demand your exhaustion, only your trust. That's the secret of divine maturity, not chasing what's meant to find you. Michael's message continues to echo. The one who walks in light must learn to see differently. That means no longer seeing your pain as punishment, no longer viewing delay as denial, and no longer mistaking loneliness for abandonment. The divine isolates the chosen to amplify their discernment. The silence you've endured was not rejection. It was heaven's classroom. You were being taught to hear without noise, to see without eyes, and to move without map. And now, that training will bear fruit. In the days ahead, revelations will come like whispers carried by wind. Truths you never asked for will find you. Old secrets will surface not to hurt you but to free you. People from your past may return with apologies or explanations, not because you needed closure, but because heaven wants you to release every lingering chain before your next elevation. Forgive them, but don't reopen doors that were closed for protection. You've outgrown those energies. What once felt like home will now feel too small. Because your spirit has expanded beyond it. The dreams you will have in the coming nights will be different. You may see symbols, feathers, swords, flames, or light breaking through clouds. Each is a message. Feathers mean peace has returned. Swords mean battles are ending. Flames mean purification is complete. Light means direction is coming. When you wake, don't dismiss them as imagination. They are signs of your alignment with the divine realm. The veil between you and heaven is thinner now than ever before. You are no longer watching the story. You are part of it. And when you speak, your words will carry new weight. The same voice that once cried in confusion will now command clarity. Speak with care, for your words will shape outcomes. Heaven has upgraded your authority. When you pray, your prayers will move faster. When you declare peace, chaos will settle. When you speak healing, it will manifest. You've become a vessel of divine frequency, and that frequency shifts reality itself. But beware, my beloved child, the enemy doesn't vanish. It adapts. It may try to approach you again, not through others this time, but through your own thoughts. Fear will try to disguise itself as logic, doubt will try to sound reasonable. That's why Michael says, guard your mind. Every thought is a seed. Plant only what you wish to grow. Don't entertain worry about what's already handled in heaven. Faith doesn't require evidence. It creates it. Now that your light has grown, heaven will begin aligning you with new purpose. You may feel sudden inspiration to help others to speak truth, to create something meaningful. Follow that pull. It's not random. It's your divine assignment calling. You went through darkness not to hide from the world, but to understand it so you could guide others through it. That's how heaven works. It turns survivors into teachers, pain into prophecy, and warning into wisdom. So as midnight approaches again, remember this truth. The expiration of protection was never about losing it. It was about earning it. You are now protected by awareness, anchored by purpose, and crowned with divine authority. The angels will continue to guard your path, but now they walk beside you, not ahead of you. You are a partner in heaven's plan, not just a recipient of its mercy, and as the stars stretch over the quiet sky, know this. Your story is no longer a survival tale. It's a testimony. What was once hidden in darkness has become light through you. The very energy that sought to destroy you now fuels your transformation. The divine has written your destiny in real time, and you are walking proof that heaven's intervention is real. So keep walking with calm certainty. Speak softly, but with conviction. Radiate peace even when the world trembles. You are not just protected. You are an extension of protection itself. Stay till the end, my beloved child. Something greater than prophecy is unfolding. My beloved child. When dawn begins to press its pale fingers against the horizon, the world feels suspended between two realities. The night that tried to claim you and the light that has come to crown you. You are standing in that sacred in-between now. The air tastes different because it carries the residue of victory. Every shadow that once lingered near you is retreating into its origin, powerless against the radiance you have become. Archangel Michael does not rest when a battle ends. He watches over the aftermath, ensuring that the peace you've earned is sealed. The unseen is still rearranging itself, sweeping away fragments of the plot that was once written against your name. Heaven is rewriting your story in letters of fire and light. You might notice a strange clarity in your thoughts today, as though your mind hath been washed clean by divine rain. That's what happens when deception dissolves. The heaviness you carried, the doubts, the confusion, the questions that haunted you, were never yours. They were threads of energy woven by those who sought to dim you. But Michael's sword cut through every strand. You are free now, though your spirit is still learning what freedom feels like. It's not loud or dramatic, it's subtle, steady. A quiet strength that hums beneath your skin. Heaven is whispering that this is the time to rebuild, but rebuild differently. The path you are about to walk requires silence, discipline, and trust. You no longer need to announce your moves, explain your purpose, or defend your peace. The one who moves under divine instruction does not seek validation. Your plans will unfold like sunrise, inevitable, unstoppable, and perfectly timed. Those who doubted you will soon realize that your silence was strategy, not surrender. The person who plotted in secret, the one whose envy became action, is already tasting the bitterness of their own creation. Michael's justice is not cruel. It's corrective. The same energy they directed toward you now mirrors back, teaching them the lesson they refused to learn through mercy. You don't need to look back. Heaven is handling it with precision beyond human understanding. What was meant to break you is now breaking every chain that once bound you. Still, the divine asks something of you now. Maintain purity of heart. The higher you ascend, the easier it is for pride to whisper. You must remember that your power is borrowed light. It flows through you, not from you. Gratitude is the language that keeps that channel open. Speak often. Take the heavens for every breath, for every sign, for every unseen battle that ended before it began. Gratitude magnifies protection. It wraps your aura in gold. It reminds every wandering spirit that you belong to the divine order and cannot be touched. Listen closely, my beloved child, because the next revelation is vital. There will be people who try to re-enter your life, claiming they've changed, claiming they now understand you. Some may have sincere hearts, but others will come because they sense your rising energy and crave what they once took for granted. Discernment is your shield. Don't let nostalgia blind you to vibration. Energy never lies. If peace leaves when someone enters, that is your answer. Protect your peace like sacred fire, warm to those who come in truth, but untouchable to those who come in disguise. My beloved child, take a deep breath. Feel the air enter your lungs like liquid light. That's the breath of renewal. You are alive not by accident, but by appointment. Every second you spend doubting yourself is a second stolen from destiny, so rise, speak with confidence, and walk with grace. Michael's shadow follows you not to remind you of fear, but to signify that even light casts protection where it stands. Before you go, remember the sacred duty of every soul touched by divine warning. Share the message. Somewhere out there is another heart trembling under the weight of unseen warfare, waiting for a sign that heaven still sends help. Be that sign. Speak this truth, comment your faith, and subscribe to the light that continues to grow. Each time you spread awareness, Michael's army gains strength. The collective of awakened souls becomes the shield that guards the world. So walk into the new day without hesitation. The darkness has surrendered. The blood has perished. And you, my beloved child, have emerged as living proof that heaven keeps its promises. Don't skip. My beloved child, this is the moment heaven has been guiding you toward, the point where the warning transforms into awakening. The night that once felt heavy with threat has now given birth to morning light, and with that light comes the understanding that every trial, every moment of uncertainty, every divine whisper was part of a sacred design. Archangel Michael has not only shielded you, he has prepared you. His wings are still spread wide above your path, but now you walk with the confidence of one who knows they are divinely guarded. The clock that once threatened to strike midnight has already passed, and instead of your protection expiring, it has evolved into something eternal. Take a deep breath and feel this truth anchor in your spirit. You were never in danger of losing heaven's protection. You were in danger of forgetting it was already yours. The midnight warning was not about fear. It was about remembrance. Heaven shook your world just enough to wake you. You are not the same soul who first heard this message. The tremor that once made you tremble has now made you unshakable. You have crossed the invisible threshold that few ever find, the place where fear turns into faith, where warnings turn into wisdom, and where divine protection turns into divine power. You may notice that the world feels strangely lighter, as if reality itself has shifted around you. That's because it has. When the human heart aligns completely with divine truth, the universe responds in kind. People who once ignored you will begin to see you differently. Conversations that used to drain you will now feel neutral or even healing. Environments that once made you anxious will seem powerless against your calm. You have become what the darkness feared, a soul fully aware of its authority. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that awareness is the purest form of protection. When you walk in light, deception cannot approach without being revealed. The forces that plotted against you depended on your blindness, but now your sight is open. That means you don't have to search for enemies, they'll expose themselves simply by stepping into your presence. Your peace will make them restless, your confidence will unmask them, and your light will repel them. You won't need to fight, your very existence will do the fighting for you. But heaven doesn't elevate you without entrusting you with responsibility. Now that you carry this awareness, you must guard it. The temptation will come to forget, to return to old worries, to slip into doubt when the next challenge appears, though, this awakening was bought with pain, patience, and perseverance. It's too precious to lose to fear. When doubt tries to creep in, remember this night. Remember the tremor in your spirit before the message arrived. Remember the chills that came with Michael's presence. Those were not emotions, they were confirmations. Heaven spoke, and you listened. Never doubt that again. From this point on, your journey takes a higher turn. You will find yourself in places that once intimidated you, but now they will bow to your presence. You'll meet people who mirror your light, kindred spirits, souls who have also been refined by unseen battles. Together, you will build what the darkness tried to prevent, a network of light, a spiritual alliance born not from religion, but from truth. Michael's army is not made of soldiers with swords, it's made of souls who refuse to surrender to fear. You are one of them now. The time for silence is ending. The time for purpose has come. What you've learned through pain will soon serve others as healing. What you've endured in solitude will soon be shared as strength. The very voice that trembled in prayer will now carry words that awaken others. You don't need a pulpit or a platform. All you need is intention. Every kind word you speak, every encouragement you give, every act of compassion you show, it all echoes through realms you cannot see. Light expands every time you choose love over bitterness, forgiveness over revenge, faith over fear. And as you move forward, signs will continue to accompany you. You may see repeating numbers like 111 or 444, each a reminder of divine order and angelic presence. You might feel warmth across your shoulders when you pray, that's Michael's energy confirming he's near. You may even smell the faint scent of metal or ozone during moments of peace, that's the trace of celestial presence, the scent of purified energy. Don't dismiss these moments of coincidence. They are heaven's way of keeping you close, reminding you that though the warning has ended, the connection has not. The one who plotted against you has already received their revelation. You don't need to look back. Their journey is now between them and heaven. What was meant to destroy you became the very reason for your ascension. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are evidence of divine orchestration. Every setback was secretly a setup for something greater. The midnight that once threatened you has become your moment of rebirth. Now, take a moment to close your eyes. Picture Archangel Michael standing before you, radiant, fierce, and calm. His sword glows not in battle, but in peace. He bows his head slightly, not because he is above you, but because he honors the strength you've shown. Then, he steps back, letting the light fall fully on you. That's heaven's way of saying, it's your turn now. You are no longer being warned. You are being commissioned. Go forward with courage. Speak truth with gentleness. Walk through the world as living proof that divine intervention is real. Don't wait for miracles, V1. The protection you carry will move through your words, your choices, your very presence. You will notice people calming around you, conflicts easing, hearts softening. That's your light radiating beyond yourself. Heaven has written a new chapter for you. And it begins not with fear, but with fulfillment. No longer will you wonder if you're protected, you will know it in every heartbeat. No longer will you look for signs of divine presence. You'll be the sign for others. The same Archangel who once fought for you now walks beside you as allied mentor and friend. And so, as the final words of this message settle into your spirit, remember, your protection never truly expires. It transforms with your growth. You have moved from being guarded to being glorified, from being warned to being wise. Heaven did not just save you, it appointed you. Walk in the truth. Speak it. Live it. And whenever you forget, look up at the night sky and know that somewhere beyond those stars, a warrior of light still watches, smiling with pride, whispering, "My beloved child, you did not just survive. You ascended. This is your new beginning. This is your divine inheritance. And from this moment forward, no darkness can touch what heaven has claimed. The warning has become your awakening. The story is complete.